Wagwan people, and welcome to another episode of Motors and Mayhem. What have we got going on today? We got Michael changing out his studs on his wheels, so he doesn't have to run a 20mm bolt-on spacer on the front. Then he's chucking a 20mm spacer on the rear. We're going to bleed up his clutch. 15. He's already at it, but this is an intro. Just filmed this in the wrong order. Then we're going to have a look at my exhaust because we're going to change the rear section. What else have we got going on today, Michael? Clutch bleed, new wheels on with correct fitment.
That's about it in a minute.
Have a look at my exhaust.
Maybe go for a test.
Maybe a little test drive. Maybe.
Alright, so we're here again, another day working on cars, and today we're going to be changing the wheel studs. So like we went over in the last video, the wheel is poking out quite a lot and it hits on everything. So today we're going to take the existing wheel studs out, bang them out, and then bang in some new ones that were supplied by Driftworks. Hopefully it all goes smooth. That spacer will end up on the back, and then we'll have a nice bit of poke at the back, and then if I need to, I can bang a 5mm spacer on the front to still keep them looking pretty. Yeah. So first issue, so we're going to try and undo these studs or the spacers. But obviously, as you undo it, the wheel's going to spin. So what we're going to do is find either a bit of wood or a long stick, like a broom, and wedge it onto the brake pedal, and then hopefully that will give us enough pressure to be able to click her off. Right, that's one side done. So a little bit of a struggle to get the existing spacer off, but we got that bit fiddling. So as you can see, they are very chopped down as to what they should be. So I'm hoping if we just smash these, they should just pop out the back, and then we can put the new ones in, tighten up with a wheel nut, and that'll pull them in nicely. So hopefully it goes straight forward and smoothly. So we've done one, and it is as simple as that. So that went a lot smoother than I thought it would, which is always good. So we're going to do the same for the rest of them. One out. New one out. Tiny bit of copper grease on the back of it. Hopefully it won't weld itself to itself in the future. Just a nut that was used to hold the spacers on. Do that up, and then just crank it on with the spanner. And then go until it can't go anymore, and then it should be fully seated. It's not easy, I mean, you've got to put some effort in, but it's not a hard job. Banging tunes in the background. And that won't physically go anymore, so we know it should be seated correctly. There we go. 2 down. Nearly caught it. So not only are we putting these studs in, but we've got new steel wheel bolts as well. Right, so that's complete. Front's still quite spicy, a little bit pokey. New studs are on, and spacer has been transferred to the rear. And now she sits pretty much flush, so quite nice, quite nice. I've got some bigger tyres for the rears as well, so that will help with fitment slightly. But for now, I'll give you an after. And I've just started jacking up the other side, but that's the other side, so a little bit more poke, a lot less poke. Hashtag no poke. Right, so that is the complete job. Wheels are fitted, fitment looks good. Sitting pretty at the back, pokey at the front. Everything clears on lock, so that's good. Obviously the proper test will be when we take it for a skid and see how we get on, if anything clangs or bumps or what have you. But yeah, wheels complete.
Snazzy.
Schnazballs.
Oh baby. I think the bronze really sets it off. I was tempted to go white, but I'm kind of glad that I went bronze, because they do look spicy on it. They do indeed. Yeah. Oh yeah. Peace.
Right, so we're going to do something that we've not done yet on the channel, and we're going to do a quick run through under the bonnet of both cars and talk about what we've done.
So, Matty's just going to go over a few bits on his engine bay. No, we won't look in that corner.
No.
Uh,
Right, okay, so here's my car, my engine. Starting with a block. All we've done to it is put a decomp plate in it, an ARP head studs. We've got a shaved cam cover. Did we do that, or did Chris at Leadfoot Racing do it?
That, yeah.
Yeah, so Chris at Leadfoot Racing shaved this cam cover and put two AN10 fittings on. They run up top to that vibrant catch can that you can see right here. And you probably won't be able to see it in the video. Maybe if I shine a light down there, you'll be able to see the sump. Get in there. Got a big wing sump down there. Can you see it? Maybe not. Kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of. But there's also a drain that runs from the bottom of the catch can to the sump. Then the turbo drain. We've got radium, rising rate, fuel pressure regulator back there. Intake manifold. Here, great big massive, this is 4-inch with a 3-inch Bosch e-throttle going into it. That was also made by Chris at Leadfoot Racing. All the boost pipes, got a big 3-inch intercooler on the front of there. Got a 4-inch intake pipe into the turbo, and if you look in there you can see the world's biggest vibrant filter.
Oh, the dosage.
So the turbo is a Pulsar G38 660 with a 72 AR V-band housing. and that is mated to this super sexy Pro Mod style manifold, which was made by Chris at Leadfoot Racing. Uses an Elmer Racing CNC billet collector, super long runners, so when the forged engine goes in we can use super spicy ignition. We've also got a GFB, which is Go Fast Bits external wastegate. Out the bonnet, makes cool noises. This was made by Michael. What else have we got in here? We've got a Mishimoto Rad, and that is paired to, it's a collab product that's made by IceFab for Source Performance, with the twin Mishi fans on there. This is all controlled by ECU Master Black. We've got Audi R8 coil packs on here. Can't remember what spark plugs they are, but the gap's very tight. What else do we have? We've converted everything to AN lines throughout the engine bay, minus the upper hose and the lower hose. We've got chase bays, clutch master using a Willwood master cylinder, as well as the chase bays dual master brake booster delete thing with a little bias valve there. And up here is our big baffled power steering reservoir. 4-inch downpipe made by your man himself, Dime Stacks Mike over here. 4-inch downpipe into a full 3-inch system. This is just rusty as shit because we drove it in winter to get it here and it's covered in salt, so it needs sorting out. Yeah, what else we got? Oh, we got Bosch 550 fuel injectors in it. We converted the line to its AN6 feed and return, but from here to the pressure regulator it's AN8 because that's all that we could get to fit. The whole system's AN6. Oil cooler, remote mount oil filter housing, all the sensors you could think of, everything's uprated. It's got a tucked motorsport wiring harness made by Phoenix Engine Management, I think that's his name. Emu Black, like we said before. Yeah, she makes 350 brake horsepower, 300 foot-pound. So yeah, and that's on the stock bottom end, just with a decomp. But next in line is the forged internals, cams and springs, all by 4-Pole Racing. And he said, what did he say? He said 30 psi by 3 grand, 3.5 grand, something like that. Yeah. So she's going to be spicy. So my issues I'm currently having with it falling off boost and too much grip, he assures me will not be an issue once this built motor's in and it's tuned properly. So yeah, that's just a quick breakdown of my engine bay. If there's any other questions or information people want on what we've done, then yeah, give us a shout. Allow all this, get the tube front end, and Mike's probably going to chuck some nice paint on it. So
I'm going to get a complimentary Matty fucking back shot. Oh. So what you got to remember with this engine, people, is it's not normally turbocharged. This is an NA car, and a lot of people hate on the 1Gs that come in the IS 200s, normally because they put cheap parts on, don't run management, and blow them to smithereens. But this is one example of a few that are going around now, that when things are done properly, you can actually make some good power reliably.
Yes, 100%. 100%. There's lots of engines that people sleep on, but now that your 2Js, your 1Js, your RBs are getting stupid money, you could build a reliable, quick spooling 300 horsepower car for far less than the cost of a 1J swap. So just something to bear in mind.
Right, so Matty's had a little chat about everything under his bonnet, so I'll do the same, have a little chat about everything under my bonnet. So, SR20 DET, the standard engine that comes in these, but this one is slightly a bit more special than the average. It's a spare engine that I had laying around, and the engine that originally come in this, or with this, again was an SR20, but it had very low compression, potential head gasket on its way out, and a few other little bits.
Basically, it was a bag of shit.
So, in my spare time, I stripped this motor down and gave it a once over, checked everything. I picked up some JE pistons, 86.5mm, Max speeding rods, full ACL bearings, got ARP head studs, gasket kit, everything else, blah blah blah. Then we sent the head and the block off to DY Engines. That got rebored, so oversized 0.5 to fit the 86.5 pistons. Piston gap and everything was set by DY to obviously JE specs, which was bob on. Head got skimmed, then I relapped the valves, added some HKS step 1 cams and Tomei valve springs, however you say it, Tomei. So yeah, it's a built motor, built by myself. Dave from DY helped me with a few little bits that I was unsure on. But yeah, it's together, it works, it made good power. And to help make that power, we have a nice exhaust manifold. So we've got a 3.5 inch system down to a 3 inch down the way. We've got Pulsar G25 660, Pulsar wastegate with a screaming pipe pointing to the floor. All custom hard piping, which was all welded by myself. Again, tubed front end done by ourselves with the help of Matty. Big intercooler at the front, and there's an oil cooler hiding behind there. Mishimoto rad, got some Gucci pulleys on there with a ATI damper, which is quite a nice touch. Fuel rail and intake side is pretty standard. We've got obviously upgraded fuel injectors and fuel pressure regulator. That was from Speeding Parts, and I am running DW 740s. They got flow tested, they're about 760, so a little bit of headroom. Audi TFSI coils, the standard upgrade, like people say R8 coils, but the only difference is the R8 coils are slightly bigger, as in longer. Other than that, there is no difference. A Gucci G Ready oil cap, and then the cam cover was custom painted by myself to try and almost match the car, which it does nicely. Yeah, that's about it really. Nothing crazy, but it's just a nice responsive build. You can see the wise fab poking through, so it's a V1 wise fab, so ideally I could do with an upgrade, but it's loads better than your standard. And then on the back of the fans, we got 2 big electronic fans. That all runs through my ECU, so the ECU is set to a temperature that I wanted, plus I've got a lower temperature thermostat, so that works in turn to keep the engine nice and cool, and I've not had any overheating issues yet. A few sensors, fuel pressure sensor, oil pressure, oil temperature. Yeah, sweet.
Currently in the S14, bleeding the clutch for Michael. Well, I'm not bleeding the clutch, I'm just pumping the pedal. Yeah, fun times. Having fun down there, Michael?
Hello, goodbye.
Down. Up. A little panic then. Down. Up. Down. Up. Do you want me to pump it?
Yeah, but don't go all the way to the floor.
Just halfway?
Yeah.
Just keep pumping, yeah?
Yeah.
This is why I don't train legs. Just come and press Michael's clutch. Bloody hell. Between Michael's clutch and my brakes, that's leg day. Sorted. Hopefully that's Michael's clutch issues sorted now. So he just kept losing his pedal at random intervals, so he'd have to pump it up and then it'd be fine again. So hopefully now that we've bled his clutch, we should be good to go. Time for a little test drive. We're going to go out for a little test drive of Michael's motor. See how we get on. Mike's just fired the car up. Gonna go and take her out for a spin. Yeah, boy. Say hello, Michael. Trying to control it, I can't. Right, so we're going to get some footage of Mike doing some skids using this new gimbal that we've got, so we'll see how we get on. And he stalled it. Great start. This focus is point where we want it to point, because it's not currently. Piece of shit camera. I got scared then. Daddy. So he's currently got way softer tyres, cheaper tyres than what he used to run, and they're way narrower, so he's just getting used to less grip. But obviously we're still going to get pretty big sends off him. Nice. I thought you were going to go right back out then. Mike.
Right, so we've had a little test in the S14 and it drives alright. There's definitely less grip than with my other wheels, but that's expected. I've gone from a 265 to a 225 on the rear. But we got away with no rubs, no scrubs, so winner winner. There's a bit of a hot smell within the engine somewhere, but I think it is just the heat wrap, so it's nothing to worry about. But other than that, successful.
Yeah,
so
big sense.
Peace.